Welcome to this recording on how to text format. This is about take 4 of 5, so let's hope I get it right. Okay, so starting off with the most basic document here, it's just document class article, begin document, hello world, end document, and building that gives us a single PDF page that says hello world. Page number 1 you can see at the bottom here, hello world. Okay, so that's what we're starting off with. Now I'll use this document and I'll build out a couple of things just to show you some basic text editing that you may want to do or most probably will do in your documents. To start off, I'm going to use a bullet list, show you how to do that. That'll help us do some of the things further. So to do a bulleted list, we say begin itemize, itemize, and then just end itemize. Come on, there we go. And then within that we just say slash item, and then we can put our item. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hello world and I'm just going to plonk it over there and then save and build this. As I always say, I build in the terminal. I prefer that. It just gives me a bit more power, but your editor will probably have a play button somewhere that'll automatically do that for you. Just click the green play button and it sorts it out. Okay, so we've got a bulleted list here going. Let me maybe just put some text above that just to make it clear. So we say this is an example of a bullet list. There we go. Okay, and then within this bullet list I want to show you how to do some bold, italics, and things like that. So for the next item I'll say again hello, and then this time I'll go text BF. So BF stands for boldface, and then I'll go world, end that, and exclamation mark. So note that only what is between the curly braces will be made bold. Okay, the next one I want to show you is italics. So item hello, and then you say text it for italics, and then you say world. So you can see here in my editor I've got a font set up that automatically makes things italics if it's within text it. Quite cool. And then the final one that I want to show you is what I consider to look like code. So whenever I want to represent something as code in a document, or if I'm referring to a specific file name or something, I'll use this. So again hello, and then this is text text tt, and then world exclamation mark. Okay, so let's take a look at what those look like when I save and build. Here we go. Okay, so hello world, that is just normal, and then hello world bold, hello world in italics, and then hello world in sort of the code language, code font. Let me put a better example of the code in there. I really like it, and I don't feel the points getting across here. So let me say the let's say you were analyzing some data, you would say the Python package used was let's say matplotlib. So we'll say text ttt, and we'll say matplotlib.pyplot, and I stored it in this location or something like that, and I stored the data in the location, again text ttt, and then let me just say let's say C drive slash, let me leave slashes, those make life a bit difficult. Let's just say my underscore directory. Something to note: when you want to use special characters, you need to put a backslash in front of that to ensure that it works. Okay, so let's see if this code example, if I build that, if it just gets the point across a bit more. So you can see this is normal text, and then immediately as you get to the text ttt, you can see it clearly looks like code, and even when you go and look at the sort of my directory, it becomes clear that okay, I'm referring to something on the computer. At least that's how I see it. Okay, moving on from this, let's do a numbered list. Okay, so I'm going to copy this straight as is, put a let me just put a heading here. This is now a numbered list. And then what we need to do is we just need to change this to enumerate as opposed to, yo, my computer's laggy, come on. There we go, enumerate, as opposed to itemize. So enumerate will make it numbers. Come on. There we go, enumerate. Okay. Let me save and build that. And there we go. We've got a numbered list, hello world, and then this sentence that I had over there. Now, this numbered list is numbers. Let's say you want Roman numerals, or maybe you want letters. So how we can do that, and I'm going to go to some documentation, is there is this enumerate package that we can use, and that makes it really easy. So as you can see, there's some examples here. You can have Roman numerals, you can have your own definition. So let's say we want to do A1 and A2, or we want it to be example A and example B. We can do that in here, it's quite easy. And I'll just show you some of the most basic ones. So what we need to do is we need to say include use package enumerate. So if we go into our preamble, just a reminder, that's the space between the document class and the begin document. Then we can say use package, and then if I paste that in there, come on, enumerate. Then what we can do is at this enumerate, we can, after the enumerate, put square braces, and then we can say, let's say we put an I, that'll do lowercase Roman numerals. So let's go back to our document. We now have lowercase Roman numerals. As we expect, we can do capital I, which would be uppercase Roman numerals. There we go. Or we can do A, which will give us build, which will give us letters, so A, B, C, D. And then let's say we want to put so here we've got A, B, C, D, we don't have anything after it. So if I want a bullet point after it, I can just put a bullet point there. I'm going build, there we go. And then we get bullet points, or just to drive the point home, we, let's say, want a hyphen. Then we can do that, and then it should put the hyphen in there for us. Hey, there we go. And you can do whatever you want to do there. Go wild. Alright, cool. Moving swiftly forward, let's do an equation in line. So we can do equations on their own. That's probably a whole nother video on that. But let's say we in the middle of a sentence and we want to put an equation in there. So let's do let's say equation of a straight line is, and then we use $sign y equals mx plus b or c, depending on where you went to school. And these $signs say that everything within that $sign is math and needs to be typeset as math. So what's important is that if I want to now use let me be clear, if I just put a $sign within the text, it will automatically think that I'm wanting to do math. So if you want to, as I said above, use an underscore or a $sign or an ampersand within your text, you need to put a slash before it. So full stop, and then if I would like to typeset a $sign, I can do, and then slash $sign. Okay, so let's quickly show you what that looks like to drive the point home. Here we go. The equation of a straight line is y equals mx plus b, and you can see it's gone in italicized. I think italicized is how you say that. It's going to make these letters italics, so it looks like math, and the plus and the equals and the spacing has all been done for us, like it should be done in maths. And importantly, the $signs disappeared because they were there to indicate it's mathematics. However, when I went and said slash $sign, it then put the $sign within the document. It didn't think I was doing math. Okay, now let's do some units for math. So let's say the speed of light is given by, please auto predict. Okay, C is equals to, come on, I don't even know what that value is. There we go. Oh man, was I? So sometimes auto prediction is amazing and sometimes it does this to your document, which wrecks it. Anyway, quick fix, there we go. So C is 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Now that's a terrible way of doing it, but let's start there and then I can show you the better way of doing it. Okay, the speed of light is given by C equals 3 times 10 to the power of 8. So note the times command in here, literally backslash times. This command over here gives us times, and then 10 to the power of 8, it goes and figures out that, oh, okay, this should be a power of 8. Now, let's say we had power of 8t. Let's see what that looks like. It went and put the 0 below the 8. Why is that? So what we need to do is we need to distinguish between what should be made a power. And if it's a single item like 8, it'll do the 8, but if you have more, you need to put them both in curly braces. Okay, so let's put both of those in curly braces and see what we get. There we go. 3 times 10 to the power of 80 meters per second. Okay, now remember, spacing between numbers and units needs to be correct according to SI standards and how we at Stellenbosch University do it. So there's a fantastic package that I recommend you use, and that package is called siunitx. Use package siunitx. Alright, and I'll use siunitx to correctly give us the speed of light over here. Okay, so I've got the documentation over here. Once again, I recommend you look at this. Now, this is a long document, as you can see, like 59 pages. But when you want to do something, you can just come and check what it is over here. We want to go to units, and then they've usually got a couple of examples here. So this here corresponds to this. So if you're looking for something, you can just come here. Let's say we want to do a range. You can say range, and then it shows you how to do a range. Okay, this will become clear after I've showed you an example. Okay, so we've got siunitx in here now. Okay, so what I'll do is maybe let's put this into a bulleted list. So I'll say begin itemize, itemize, and then we say item, put that one example there, and then we end itemize. Okay, let's just make sure we haven't broken anything. Go back to our document over here. There we go. The speed of light is given by, and then we've got C equals that over there. I'll go and remove that 80 as well. Just make it 80. There we go. Okay, now to use siunitx. So let's say item. So we say /qty. So qt means quantity, and then we've got the prediction over here quite nicely. So we've got 2 pairs of curly braces. Let me take that out rather. The first pair of curly braces is for your number, so in this case 3.00, and then the second pair of curly braces is for your unit. Now the units need to be sort of done in their SI base form. So we say meter per second. Okay, now let's take a look at what that looks like. Oops, I didn't do the to the power. I think you can even just say E8. I think that figures it out for you. Let me just make sure. There we go. Much nicer. So you've got the, okay, I didn't put the C equals. So here we want to do C because it's mathematics equals, and then we put our QDY. There we go. Okay, now you can see there's a terrible spacing issue there. So I'm going to put a tilde there to ensure that we get a non-breaking space. and there we go. C equals 3 times 10 to the power 8 meters per second. Now what you'll notice is that the spacing here is different to the spacing here. Now that may seem like a small thing, but trust me, when you get the correct people reading your document, they will immediately notice this and have a problem with it. Okay, I think there's a better way to put the C equals here. If I find this, I'll just post it on the GitHub discussion forum there, to maybe do this better. I don't want to try and figure it out on air per se. Okay, so that's how to do that. Then let's say we've got a range that we want to do. So let's say gravity is often used within the range, and then we can use Qt range, which is quite cool. So I'm gonna just take this prediction here because it's correct. So Qt range, you have first number, and then you have second number, and then you have units. So curly brace, curly brace, curly brace. Okay, and Qt range will go and put that range in there, and it'll typeset it correctly. So if we come back here, you'll go and see it'll then go and say 9.8 meters per second squared to 10.2 meters per second squared. Now, there are some options that we've got here, which is quite cool. So depending on how you want to do that, Qt range has got some options. Now, let me just see where these options are, because I've actually forgotten exactly how to do it. So let's say Qt range. Okay, here we go. So let's say we don't want to have, so in this example they've got 2, I think that's Tesla, 4 Tesla, 6 Tesla, and 8 Tesla. Let's say you just want 2, 4, 6, and 8 Tesla. So you only want to put Tesla at the end. Then we go and say list units single in those square braces. Okay, so we then have an option here, and this option is list units single. So before I build that, let's just take a look at our document again. So you can see it's 9.8 meters per second squared to 10.2 meters per second squared. So we've got meters per second squared twice. If I build that, after I've put that option in, it changed nothing. What did I do wrong? Did I save? And I see I spelled gravity without a Y. Okay, save, build. Sheesh. This unit's single. Why did this not work? Oh man, sorry. I'm using Qt list instead of Qt range. The range units, it shouldn't be list units. It's interesting that it didn't give me an error there when I built the project. Okay, cool. There we go. Gravity is often given within a range of 9.8 to 10.2 meters per second squared. And as the mistake that I made, you've also got the option to do list, Qt list. So instead of having a range 2, 2, 4, we can have 2, 4, 6, and 8. So this is a list versus a range. That's a gross oversight on my side. Anyway, moving swiftly forwards, the last two things I want to show you are some quotations, em dashes, n dashes, and dots. Okay, so let's say this is a quote. Now, you may be tempted to say quotation marks, but that is incorrect. Backtick. This is actually a quote. There we go. So, if you put these double quotation marks, it will make a mistake. However, if you put 2 backticks, I think these are called backticks, and then just 2 sort of apostrophes, I'm going to call them, I'm not sure. These ones on the left hand side appear at the top left of my keyboard on the same key as tilde, whereas these 2 appear on the same as the quotation mark key on the sort of right hand side middle of my keyboard, if that helps. Okay, let's see what the difference is over there. So when we say just quotation mark, you can see they are both what I'm going to call 99s here. I don't know what the correct terminology is. Whereas if we use the double backtick and then the double quotation or the double single quotation mark, we get the 69.99 kind of thing that we, sorry, 66.99 kind of thing that we're looking for. Okay, finally, to end off, I just want to show you M quotes and N quotes. So let's actually just wrap this in a enumerate. Begin enumerate, and let's give it our random a bracket. I think that's how we do it. Okay, and then we'll say item. Okay, and then again item. Okay, this is a hyphen. Okay, this is an, yes, there we go, N dash and M dash. So hyphen is a single dash, call it. Did I spell hyphen wrong? Hyphen, oh yeah, obviously. Then we get an N dash, which is double dash, and an M dash, which is triple. And they're used in different scenarios. Let me end here, end enumerate. Okay, they're used in different scenarios, and if you want to use them, you'll know when to use them. So save and build, and this is what they look like. So note random A, random B. What? Wow, look at that! It went and made the A B. That is terrible. I'll fix that quick. Anyway, let me get back to the point here. This is hyphen, so you can see it's a hyphen as expected, usually used between two words and there's no spaces. This is an N dash, slightly longer, and then this is an M dash. I think usually M dashes are used without spaces as well, whereas your N dashes, you'll have a space between this. You'll probably have two statements on either side. Okay, so let's see if we can quickly debug this enum item. So here, there we go. What we need to do is we just need to put this random within curly braces so that it knows it shouldn't change anything within there. Okay. There we go. Now the A is actually an A and not a B. So random A, random B, and there we've got our stuff. Okay, so this was quite a bumpy video from my side, but hopefully I got these points across. This should be most of what you'll need in a document. If not, and you need a variation of one of these, always go look at the documentation. That'll be linked in the README of this GitHub page. So go look at those, Control F through those documents, or just Google or ask ChatGPT. Those are usually pretty good. Awesome. Thanks for watching.